to get stuff done that was supposed to be released August 1st of last year. You would think, no problem. That should be, we'll have that done, and we'll have plenty of, resting time. No, no, no. That is not what happened. Instead, here I am, the final week. It's do or die time, and everything is just now coming together. Like, what? So, China manages this vendor. Hey, V vendor. Oh, I can't even believe that. Okay. Dealing with this vendor, it's been so crazy. I still have so much due, just been busy, busy, busy. So anyway, that's just a little bit about me. So if I'm scatterbrained tonight, it's because a lot of the time that I would normally spend preparing and getting ready has not been dedicated to those actions. So now you know. But yeah, I'm just running around crazy, and it's fun. It's fun. It's exciting. So let's see what your words are. Enough about me. Got voice, of course. You know me so well. You know me so well. Oh, victories again. You know me so well. Voyage was so much fun. I just love it, love it, love it. And hello and welcome and thank you all for joining me tonight. By the way, if I didn't say it, vibrant, also one of my favorite words, versatile, victory, vacation, valuable, visionary, love it, volunteer, validating, lovely words. Oh my God, such good. Who is knocking on my door? I love these words. Love these words so very much. So very, very, very much. So let's talk. I hate that I say that word all the time. If you knew in my pre-recorded videos on YouTube, how many times I have to cut out the word so, it's insane. I need to work on that so much. But that time it was actually for a good reason that I was saying the word, not to start a new sentence. The word doesn't need to start a new sentence. Voice. Let's talk about voice. Voice is an important word to me. And I don't know if it's an important word to you. And I think it's very important in weight loss. We need to have a voice. We need to speak up for what our needs, our wants, our concerns. We need to have a voice. That is why the words speak up are on my vision board this year, because I learned that I lacked a very important skill, which was the ability to speak up for myself, to set boundaries, to not freeze when put in uncomfortable situations. I needed to find my voice. I have done so much work at finding my voice. And what it really came down to was practice, practice, just doing it, speaking my mind. It got easier. It's getting easier. But I would just freeze up. It took me a while to even recognize that this was one of the things that was holding me back in my weight loss. So, what I would do is I would just freeze up. I would shy away. I would run away from the whole situation and not act in a way that's in my best interest. And once I finally realized that that was what was going on, then I could take steps to not do that. So if you're a person out there who does that, all I can say is practice doing it. It gets easier. Find a few people that you think are going to be the easiest to start with and start with them, and then work your way up to more difficult people. In my life, there's, my mom, at times I wanted to always make sure that I was pleasing her. So I wouldn't speak up. I would just be okay. I'd go with the flow. Cool, whatever you want. And so I could start and practice with her because I know my mom loves me. I know she loves me unconditionally. I know that we can have a conversation about whatever I say, and she's not going to take it too personally, or, we'll get past it a lot easier. It's an easier way for me to speak up. So started with her. Doing it with my husband got a little bit easier. But just practice speaking up and using my voice. And that's my external voice. So there's the external voice that we need to use and speak up for our needs and our wants, etc. But then there's also that internal voice that we have. And I know that we all, at times, I think everybody on the planet is guilty of having that internal voice that said, "Oh, you're so stupid. Why would you do that? You're never going to get there. You're dumb. You have no control." The list goes on and on and on. And I'm sure that you have your own personal list of things that your internal voice wants to say to you. And oh man, I am so happy that I finally found a name for that voice. Once I found a name that really connected, it's been so much easier to talk back to my internal voice in a way that just makes me feel strong and confident and empowered. So do some researching. Like, have you named, how many people, raise your hand in the chat, how many people type in, who is your internal voice? What's their name? Do they have one? Have you named them? If you haven't named them, type, I have not named them. I'm really, really curious. I know some people do have names for their internal voice. And I know maybe some people don't. But whenever I finally named mine, the Evil Witch, I had tried so many different names, but none of them really felt right and gave me the same results. Like, it's crazy how much different whenever I found that name, how I really felt like I am stronger than you, I am better than you, I know more than you. I don't even know why you're in my head. Like, you have no business being here. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you're speaking up. You do not belong. Period. It became that much easier by choosing the correct name. Amazing. Yes, we know Pete, Caribbean Queen. That's a good one. Awesome. So if you're finding that your internal voice is still really strong with the negative self-talk, really strong with the beatdowns, really strong with making you feel like you aren't enough, maybe think about some different names that you could use. I went to storybook characters. You could go with characters from a book, you could go characters from a movie, characters from a sitcom. There's all kinds of different names that you could go with, but you really want to find a name that resonates with you and a name that connects with you. Very important. And the difference that it made for me by choosing that correct name, that correct voice, changed how I was able to just respond to it. So, voice, the internal voice. I know that a lot of people struggle with that internal voice and getting it to simmer down, to quiet down just for a minute. Like, please. But I think that does help. I also think another way that helps to combat the negative inner voice is to, at the end of the sentence, say, but I'm really awesome at this. But I'm really good at this. But my friends appreciate me. But, whatever, and say something positive. Or, you just say, just shut up. Just depends. Everybody's going to be different. And I always want to encourage you to explore options and try them out and see how it feels. It's just like finding the perfect pair of jeans. You can try on jeans after jeans after jeans, and then you find the one, the pair of jeans. This is it. They fit perfectly in all the right places. They make everything look the way that it's supposed to look. Like, it feels just like a hug, kind of like, feels so good. So that is my encouragement. I just say, shut up. Your favorite character nemesis. That's where that came from. Awesome. 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 I love that word. Vivacious. I like to think that I'm a vivacious person. Okay. That was all that I had to say on the subject of voice. So let's talk about the next V word. Don't know that I've ever found the pair of jeans, but yeah, maybe it's a shirt. Maybe it's a pair of shoes. Who knows? Next word I want to talk about is vision board. How many people in the chat, let me know, how many people did a vision board this year for 2023? Did you do a vision board for 2023? Anybody? Let me know. I did a vision board for 2023. I love doing vision boards. I think it is just fun. It's fun to see if the stuff that you put on the vision board actually happens, because whenever I do a vision board, it's not completely like these are my goals and I must achieve it. It's more of a this is what I would like to happen this year. And it's sometimes I put things that I know there is no way that that's going to happen. But I wish for it. I put it on my vision board. I like to daydream and pretend like it's going to happen, and it'd be so amazing if it did. But halfway through the year, I like to go back and revisit my vision board just to see, is it still in alignment with who I was at the beginning of the year. And I was looking at my vision board today and I was like, there are so many more things that I would add to my vision board right now if I was doing it again for the year. So many more things. I have really grown and adjusted, and it's crazy how many new things I would put on there. But then there's also things that are on my vision board that weren't a big dream. They were kind of, sort of a goal. They were things that I really wanted to happen by the end of the year. And when I look at my vision board now, I can let that affect me. I can let that get me down. I can let that give me a beat down. Like, how, you're not going to achieve that. There's no way. Like, okay, so one of those is be debt free. I can tell you, unless I win the lottery, which I don't play, with my current income and what's going on in my life, there is no way that I'm going to be debt free by the end of the year. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to, it's no, unless somebody comes and pays my mortgage. I don't know, but it's not going to happen. It's funny how something like being debt free, it was on my vision board. It was a goal. It was something I really, really wanted to do. It was within reach, but it's just not going to happen this year. Do I tell myself I'm worthless? Do I tell myself that you're never going to figure it out? Do I tell myself you're always going to be broke? Do I tell myself negative things regarding not being able to do that? I actually don't. I know that there are some people out there that would, but that's one of those things that it doesn't bother me as much. I'm like, well, life gets in the way. I wasn't able to, there was an emergency that came up that took a big chunk of money away. There was this particular thing that I had no control over. There was this other thing that I had also no control over. So it doesn't bother me and I don't get all negative about myself. But there's another goal on that vision board that says goal 160 pounds. Is that goal doable by the end of the year? For some people, it would be doable to lose that much weight by the end of the year. Is it going to happen for me? Probably not. I am probably not going to be at my goal weight by the end of 2023. Do you think that I am? Do you think that I am able to treat it in the same way that I look at being debt free? Would you be able to look at it in the same way as if you had a goal to be debt free and you weren't going to be able to reach it? Or would you make that mean so much more about yourself? Would you give in to negative self-talk where for another goal, that negative self-talk wouldn't show up? It wouldn't show up. Like if you had a goal to read 17 books by the end of the year, do you think that you would have negative self-talk over not reading 17 books? Or just about whenever you're not hitting your targets with your weight? Just curious. Anybody want to weigh in the chat on how you feel about that? I think that we really need to watch that voice and how it's related back to those vision boards. It sounds like everybody that is watching here doesn't do a vision board. No, no vision board. Not a vision board person. Correct. You cannot win the lotto if you do not play. But keep wishing. I keep like actually I just want Publishers Clearinghouse to come and knock on my door with the balloons, and that would be kind of cool. I would probably have negative self-talk on any goal that I didn't meet, and that's the truth. Some people are that way. And maybe for someone who's going to do that, like maybe a vision board isn't like the bestest thing to do. If you know that if you go back and you reflect on that vision board halfway through the year or 9 months down the year, and it's going to be less than, and you know that about yourself, it might not be the best thing to do, because if you don't do it, then there's nothing to be all upset about. And the only reason I say that is because a lot of times whenever we start to reflect on it and look at it, then we start to verbalize these, oh, look, a V word, this negative self-talk. And a lot of times that leads to self-sabotage, withdrawal, not participating. And instead of going towards your goal, you're going further away from your goal. Some people would see that and say, oh, hell no, I'm going to hit my goal. And it would make them work harder. But other people, it's going to be the whole other thing. And this is, again, it always comes back to we need to know who we are. Maybe you don't even know who you are or how you would respond. So we need to get curious about that. Who am I? What would I do? How would I respond? Am I doing things that are working for me, or am I doing things that are working against me? Oh, I like that. Woohoo! So that is kind of what I wanted to talk about on vision boards. It was just an idea that, kind of popped into my head that I wanted to let it out, let it go. Let's see here. What other word? There are a lot of V words. There are a lot of really, really, really good V words. I talked about vacation in season 1, and I've talked about vacation recently. So I don't want to do vacation today. I do love the word vibrant. That was one of the themes in my Silk and Sonder journal. So every month I do my Silk and Sonder, and they have a theme, and vibrant was one of the words. And it really, really resonated with me, because I think that I am a vibrant person, but I'm not always. But I feel my best when I feel vibrant. That's why I did that video on dopamine dressing. So that's my question. What does vibrant feel like to you? That's my question. What does vibrant feel like to you? Let me know in the chat. Also, what activities make you feel vibrant? What activities make you feel vibrant? No, hardly. No. Aw. This past weekend, normally my hiking club, we go on hikes. This weekend, they canceled the hike because it was going to be, there was a heat advisory. It was going to be super duper hot, but we decided that we would just get together. So we met up at this like creek, at a creek. And they said we were going to go rock hounding. Does anybody rock hound? Anyway, I didn't even know what rock hounding was. I had to look it up. It's apparently just looking for rocks that you like. But it feels light. It feels joyful to be vibrant. Yeah. Awesome. Shining from the inside. Leading workouts makes you feel vibrant. I love that. I love that for you so much. And you're good at it. You're really good at it. I love the way that you are always really giving good instruction and form tips and all this stuff. Anyway, so we went to this creek and we are going to go look for rocks. And it was so fun to go and play in a creek like I was 8 years old. So for 2 hours, I had no responsibilities, nowhere to be. I didn't have to work on my steps. I didn't have to do strenuous exercise. I'm just there to socialize and play and be silly. It made me feel vibrant. I felt rejuvenated. I felt like I went on vacation. I just, it felt so good to relax in that kind of way. So, my thing here is to say that we need to find things that make us feel vibrant. When we feel good, we do good. When we feel good, we do good. When you're feeling like calm and relaxed, that inner voice quiets down. You're more likely to make better choices in actions, behaviors, the way you treat people. Like there's so much good that can happen from feeling vibrant, feeling good. So it's important that we take the time to really think about what activities am I doing that help me to feel that way, help me feel good. On the other end of the spectrum, there's like, you can feel vibrant, good, and want to do good. But another V word is victim. You can feel like a victim. You can feel like a victim to your circumstances. You can feel like a victim to your life. You can feel like a victim to just everything and nothing that's working my way and blah, and it's negative and yuck and gross. And when you start to feed into this victim thought process, do you feel good? Do you feel good? No, you don't. Start going down this negative path. You start making bad choices. Well, what does it matter anyway? Your behaviors start to slack off because it's not in my control anyway. What does it matter? When we take on that victim role, we stop advocating for ourselves because we feel like we're just a victim to every circumstance, thing, and whatever that's out there. But I truly believe, at least I tell myself multiple times a day, that I'm the author of my life. I can create my destiny. It's not. It's not already written. We can't jump to the end of the book. We don't know yet. And if I don't jump in and make those decisions, somebody's going to make them for me. So who do I want in control of those decisions? Me or somebody else? I don't want somebody else in charge of those decisions. I want to be in charge of those decisions. I'm in charge here. How many times have you not been in charge? How many? We just go with the flow. We just do whatever. Can you be in charge? Say, I'm in charge here. Say it. Write it down. Say it in your head. Say it out loud. I'm in charge here. Do you believe it? Keep practicing it until you do. Because a lot of times we don't believe it. But we can get to a place where we believe it if we keep practicing it. If we work on the skills that are going to help us build our confidence. Once we start gaining in those skills, then we can start to believe it. You're in charge, you. Silly girl. So be vibrant. Don't be the victim. Be vibrant. Don't be the victim. So another word I wanted to talk about today was victory. One of my favorites. Who said victory? Somebody said victory. Gold star for you. Yay, you. Whoever said victory. I like victories. Aha, gold star for Misty. Victories are so important. Who had a victory today? Who had a victory today? Big question. Victory today. Anybody have a victory today? So there's lots of different ways that we can have a victory. What does a victory look like? You get to decide what a victory looks like. Did you wake up and make your bed? That can be a victory. Did you wake up and have a glass of water? That can be a victory. Did you wake up and do some exercise? That can be a victory. Did you take your lunch to work, try and talk yourself out of eating it, and then eat it anyway? That's victory. I didn't cry at work. That's a victory. Totally, yes. And okay, so this sentence here, victory today, exclamation point. Are you treating your victories with that exclamation point? That's the next question. So what do you do when you have a victory? So are you like, yeah? Are you like, yes? Are you a kicker? Yeah. There's so many different ways. Do you high five yourself? In what way do you celebrate the victory? Are you just really low key and you're like, good job? Celebrating our victory. That is awesome. Yay. What did you do to celebrate? Did you do a happy dance? Did you call somebody and tell them? Did you brag about yourself? It's really important that we make our victories a big deal. The more that we celebrate our victories, we send, I believe it's dopamine to our brain, and it says, I really like that. I like when I have victories. Your brain gets that, nice little, and it remembers that. And it wants to provide that to you again. That's why we want to make a really big deal whenever we do something. and we want to call it a victory, even the smallest thing. It's one of the biggest, greatest ways to change, to build new habits, is to celebrate the smallest accomplishment. If you just put on your shoes and say, yes, I got those shoes on. And then we, go for more. If you're not a big walker and all you can do is walk to the mailbox, I made it to the mailbox. Yes, great job. And maybe next time I'll make it a little bit further. And then the next time you make it a little further, yes. But each time you make it to the mailbox too, even if you didn't go a little bit further, but each time you make it to the mailbox, yes, I did it. Just to encourage that. Celebrate yourself. Exactly. Celebrate yourself. You're amazing, wonderful person. Celebrate the things that you do. They're a big deal. Be loud. Be proud. Celebrate those accomplishments. I'm just having so much fun. Are we having fun? Aren't we having fun? We're having fun. So, 2 more words that I had on my list were vegetables and volume. I know that, dance or cheer, yes. That's what I like to do. Oh, people think of bragging as bad. I think it's great. I think it is too. And we should all have at least one friend that we can brag to. That's why it's really nice, side thing here, to have accountability partners and side communities that we can talk to. If you were losing weight, there might be people out there that, get sick of hearing about it, or don't, maybe you don't want to talk to them about it for whatever reason. So it's nice to have, a little community that you can talk to and you can brag about and you can say these things. And you guys are always welcome to brag in here in the chat about anything that you do. But that way you have a space for it, Really important. So I'm really happy that you guys are all here, because that's kind of what this is all about, is to be that space to talk about these things, because we can't just always talk about them in other avenues. Sometimes, it's just something that you kind of keep to yourself. If you were, doing you would connect with other people that were, in that realm and have that place where you could, brag. So do it. Back to volume and vegetables. There's all kinds of different ways of eating out there. And I have no judgment on anyone for anything, because we're all so different. But I know that there are a lot of, there's some people out there. I don't like that I said either some or a lot in either one of those sentences. There are people that like to eat a little bit amount of food, and then there's people out there that like to eat a big volume of food. Neither one is right or wrong. It's what you like to do. It's how you feel comfortable. But a good way to add volume to your meals is to add vegetables, because they are, lower in calorie, blah, blah, blah. Also very healthy for you. So add volume with vegetables if that's something that you like to do. Also, vegetables. We should be eating our vegetables, just minerals, nutrients, all the things. Eat your veggies. There might be some veggies that you can't eat. Don't eat those ones. Eat the ones that you can. That's all I gotta say. Veggies, 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 veggies. They're good for you. Experiment with your veggies. Experiment with your veggies. Roasted carrots, my favorite. Can't stand a raw carrot. Everybody's going to be different on what they like, how they like it prepared. We have to practice at these things. We need to look up different recipes and try it out. There's so many different ways of doing things. Also, your taste buds change over time. There's some things that once upon a time you did not like, you may now like. So be open to trying it again. It might be that the way that it was prepared was just all wrong. Like steamed spinach is not anything that I want anything to do with, but raw spinach, yes, please. Love it. There's so many different ways. So, yeah, we're going to try it. I saw your green beans. They looked yummy. I haven't been eating enough vegetables. It's just a really easy way to bulk up your meals, to help you feel good because I do all of this tracking. If you don't know me, I'm a obsessive tracker. I track my meals and I track my habits and I track my moods and I track. I can tell the difference in the way that I feel energy wise and mood wise based on the foods that I am consuming. So I don't restrict any foods from my diet. I can have all things in moderation. But when I am not eating the quantity of vegetables, because there are some days that, yeah, quite honestly, I could probably not eat a vegetable. When I'm doing that for multiple days in a row, it affects the way I physically feel. I can see it in my tracker. I see the results from it. I can feel it in my body. I just know that I feel better when I eat very good food. I like both radishes. Either way. We are aware. Like, shut up about it already. We already know. I can't do calamash. Sorry. Mm-mm. Can't do it. No. But you do you. Anyway. I think that's my public service announcement on vegetables because I really don't want to harp on it. I know everybody hears it from everyone, but this was my opportunity because it's the letter V. And yeah, I had to. Had to do it. Had to. So the next word cooking my calamash. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? I think I talked about this in one of my videos. My next word and my final word, and then I'm going to say good night to everyone, is vow. I have a friend of mine who's getting married, and she's going to say her vows. She's going to say her vows. Have you ever, made any vows to yourself? Have you ever made any vows to yourself? This was, again, I'm stealing from Silk and Sonder. Sorry, but they have great ideas, and I can't help it. I had this whole daily ritual. They were talking about vows and how, we should make vows to ourselves. And I got to thinking about it, and I was like, no, I've never made a vow to myself. I probably have. I'm to be honest, but a vow is like so much bigger than like a promise. It's a vow. It's unbreakable. It's bigger than a pinky swear. It's a lot bigger than I'm going to try to. It's a vow. It's really big. It's really important. And now I'm going to contradict myself because I don't think I've ever made any vows, but I did make a vow in 2019 whenever I started this weight loss journey. I know it. I don't even care. I'm not even going to say it. Anyway, I vowed that I won't quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop trying. Ever. And that I have kept. I haven't gotten to my goal yet, but I haven't broken my vow either. Haven't broken my vow yet either. This is important. It's about, oh man, I said I was going to say this one word and then I was going to go, and then here I am. Let's add 5 more sit-ups. Let's add 10 more burpees. It's all about my vitality, you know? That's my why. My vitality. I want to keep it. So I'm not going to give up. I vow to never give up. Anyway, that is all that I have for tonight. I want to, I love you. Thank you so much for coming and watching. Don't forget to leave me in a comment. You guys are getting back so much extra time tonight. We're leaving a little bit early, but that's all I have to say. So make yourself some vows. Be vibrant. I will see you in the next video. As always, it's going to be an adventure or a voyage. Bye. There we go.